Welcome back to Birds of a Feather. This is your daily Baltimore sports podcast. My name is Nathan Stroud, and today we're going to be recapping the Orioles' loss to the Twins. The game ended about a couple of hours ago, and the Orioles lost 0-4 to the Twins. They got shut out in this game, and they once again get swept in a series and lose a series once again. And the Orioles, obviously, there's a lot to discuss. Lots of negative stuff to discuss, obviously, with the state of the team that we're in right now. It is May 15th, 2025, and the Orioles are sitting now 12 games below 500. And, there was no scoring done in this game by the Orioles. They got shut out, they got swept, and they got completely swept by the Twins on the season. We played 6 games against the Twins this year, and we've lost every single game we've played to the Twins this year. So I would say the Twins are our kryptonite, but it kind of seems it's looking like everyone's really our kryptonite this season, as we are 12 games below 500. Tomoyuki Sugano got the start. He did his best. He didn't have a horrible game, but he also didn't go out there and have like a fantastic game, but he also didn't do, absolutely horrible. He was able to eat a lot of innings for us, but unfortunately, our offense could not respond literally at all. We scored 0 runs. We barely got on base. Nothing was happening for the Orioles today, and let's just get right into it. So going over this Orioles game where the Orioles lose 4-0 to the Twins. Again, 12 games below 500. The Orioles are sitting at a record of 15-27 here on May 15th, 2025. And the Orioles, this whole season so far has been such a roller coaster, and it's mainly been a roller coaster where you're going down. This team has really struggled a lot in every single aspect that you could possibly struggle in. This team is struggling. We have the second worst record in the entire American League. We have the third worst record in all of baseball, and it doesn't really seem like it could be getting any better just because of the way that this team is going. The morale seems down, and to be honest with you, I don't even think that the players really know what's going on. I'm not really sure a lot of people know really, truly, internally what's going on with this team. Obviously, as fans and as analysts, we can try and pick apart and try to figure out what's going on with this team. But there really are no words for what I'm watching with this Orioles team. It's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic, and there's really no other words you can use to describe it. And again, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to sit here and look at things in a positive way, because at this point, getting swept again, getting shut out again, and now falling 12 games below 500, it just keeps getting worse for this Orioles team. And their record doesn't really get any easier. A lot of these teams that they've been playing recently are teams that have been struggling, and they're finding ways to lose games to those teams. But things are just not working for the O's. Things are just not working for the Orioles. And starting off with the offense, obviously there's not really a lot to talk about. We didn't score any runs, but we had 6 total hits, went 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position, and left all 6 of those guys on base. Obviously, we didn't score any runs, so we're going to be leaving all those guys on base. Jackson Holliday was leading off again today. He goes 1 for 4. Ryan Mountcastle goes 1 for 4. Gunnar Henderson, after being pretty hot recently, he goes 0 for 4. Adley Rutschman goes 1 for 3. Again, Adley Rutschman still just cannot really find anything going on right now. Does go 1 for 3. At least he got a hit. We can celebrate that at least. Ryan O'Hearn was the only player who had a multi-hit game today for the Orioles. He put up 2 hits, 2 for 4. Good for Ryan O'Hearn. Obviously, he's been overall the best hitter for this Orioles team so far overall. So nice to see him staying good to go and hot. Tyler O'Neill. And this is someone who I really want to have a big conversation about, because Tyler O'Neill was brought in to be the Anthony Santander replacement. And Anthony Santander this season has not been doing well. He's not had a good year. I think he's batting like a 192 with like 5 home runs. He's really struggling out in Toronto. Obviously, Anthony Santander, longtime Oriole. Fans loved him. Obviously, last season he had 44 home runs for us. Led the team in RBIs, led the team in home runs. He was an absolute unit for the Orioles last year. And we didn't end up re-signing him because he was asking for a lot of money. And, obviously so. He deserves it. He had a great year. He's been a very solid player even over the past few years for the Orioles. So he got his bag. Good for him. But we bring in Tyler O'Neill on a decent contract. I wouldn't say that we overpaid for Tyler O'Neill. I'm not really mad about how much we're paying him. But Tyler O'Neill has how do I say this? He just has not been. He has not lived up to expectations at all. Obviously, Tyler O'Neill in at the beginning of the season, he was pretty red hot. I think in the first like 5 games that he played, I think he had like a 400 average on like the first 5 or 6 games that he played. He was doing really well. I think in the first game, obviously he had the home run in the first game. You know, Tyler O'Neill opening day home run. You know, that's kind of the thing that surrounds this guy. And Tyler O'Neill, and I think in the second game he went like 5 for 5. So it's not like he can't do good. Like, he has had solid games for the Orioles, but ever since he's come back from injury, where he had the neck inflammation, ever since he's come back from that injury, he's been awful. He's been awful for the Orioles, and today he proves that. Goes 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. Tyler O'Neill just not being able to find his groove, even with the wall moved down. And the wall got moved down, obviously, for guys like Ryan Mountcastle and Ramon Laureano and, especially Tyler O'Neill, someone who hit 34 home runs last year and, loved to pull balls to left field. So Tyler O'Neill has not been doing great. Not been doing great at all. Hopefully he can find his rhythm. Hopefully this team can find its rhythm, because at this point you can't even look at one certain thing. It is multiple different problems, from the organization to the hitting to the pitching to everything. There's a lot wrong with this team, and there's no other way around it. Cedric Mullins goes 1 for 3. Emmanuel Rivera goes 0 for 2. Heston Kjerstad goes 0 for 2. So, again, this offense was completely dead. They didn't score a run. They went 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. They left 6 guys on base. I mean, there's not really much to say. Offense didn't do anything. Completely pathetic performance again from the Orioles offense once again. I think that's 5 or 6 games now that they've gotten shut out. And under no circumstances should this team get shut out. I don't care how bad of a baseball team you have. You should not be getting shut out at all. Whether you're the White Sox, whether you're the Rockies, you should be getting shut out in any game at all. It's just embarrassing. It's just pathetic. We're in Major League Baseball. We're not in the minors. We're not in AAA. We're not in AA. We're not in rookie ball. We're in the MLB. These are professional major league players. We should not be getting shut out. And it's not like we're going out there losing to guys who are great players. I mean, we got shut out 7 innings scoreless by Chris Paddock. I mean, that shouldn't happen under any circumstances, especially with the players that the Orioles have. Guys like Gunnar, guys like Jackson Holliday, Ryan Mountcastle. Like, you shouldn't be getting shut out, like, at all. Like, point blank period. That should never happen with this team. And it's happened a lot. It's happened way more than you would have wanted. And it's just disappointing at the end of the day. It really is just disappointing. It's really deflating seeing the way that this team has been playing, because you know that this team has the talent to do good, but it really just feels like the front office and the decisions that we've made has completely failed this team. And in my opinion, and we can go back on this about the end of the year, whatever happens, and you can write this down, you can quote me on it. I think that what's happening with the Orioles right now and the direction that this team is heading in will be the biggest mistake, one of the biggest mistakes of all time in terms of managing a baseball team. 2 years ago, over the past 2 seasons, this team had the most wins in the American League combined. Throughout 2023 and 2024, this team had the most combined wins in the American League. Obviously, 101 wins in 2023. They were the number 1 seed in the American League as well. And then in 2024, they had 92 wins, and they had home field advantage for a wild card. Obviously, in the playoffs, that we did nothing. We haven't won a playoff game in 10 years, so that is a problem. But for the Orioles, it's just extremely disappointing to see the direction that this team is going in. It feels like we didn't capitalize off of the opportunities, and it might be too late now, because now you got to go pay these guys that you want to end up keeping on the team. You got to go pay them, and then you're not going to have the money to go out and capitalize on the talent around them, and now you're just stuck with the exact same team without adding any actual talent. So again, it's really unfortunate. It feels like Mike Elias and David Rubenstein completely failed this team and completely failed this group of players and the talent that we had. Obviously, there's still a lot of young guys on this team that we still need to pay, and the future, in my opinion, is still bright with guys like Samuel Basallo, with Kobe Mayo hopefully being able to prosper into something great. But something's got to change. And at the end of the day, something has to change with this team, whether that's Brandon Hyde getting fired, whether that's Mike Elias getting fired. Like, David Rubenstein needs to take accountability and realize that this team is not a playoff team. We're on pace to lose over 100 games on the year. Something has to change. Some organizational move has to be done We're 12 games below 500. It's the middle of May now, and if we don't make a move by June, I will be very concerned on what's really going on with this team, because something's not right at all. Whether that's Brandon Hyde, whether that's Mike Elias, whether that's the hitting coaches, whether that's making a trade even, just figure out a direction of where we want to go this year, because from the way that we look right now, we are not a playoff team. We're not even close to a playoff team. Right now, I think we're on pace to win 58 games and lose 104, and that is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous if that does end up happening. Again, we've only won 15 games all year. We've lost 27 games now, and if we hit the 30 loss mark before we hit the 20 win mark, then we might as well throw the white towel in for this season, because a lot of people already threw the white towel in, and I don't blame them. But I know that anything is possible. I know that things can happen, but something's got to change. Something's got to spark this team, and I don't know what it is. It just seems like this is a complete disaster. This is the most disastrous baseball club in Major League Baseball, and I'm saying that because of the expectations that this Orioles team has. You can look at the White Sox, obviously a disaster. You can look at the Rockies, obviously a disaster. You can even look at the Pirates. Obviously, that team is a disaster. This Orioles team had the 6th best World Series odds going into the year by Vegas Sportsbooks. This team is has the 3rd worst record in baseball, the 2nd worst record in the American League, and it's a disaster. I mean, you can look at every single aspect of this team, say it's a disaster, and then you can even, the little sprinkle on top, the little cherry on top of everything, the Trevor Rogers trade. Obviously, Trevor Rogers is down in AAA giving up 6 runs a game, while Connor Norby and Kyle Stowers are out in Miami looking like young studs and stars that never developed for the Orioles. We never gave them an opportunity. We traded for a pitcher who won't even be in our rotation. We just gave them away for free. And it's annoying. I mean, this team is a disaster at the end of the day, and it's sad to see where this team is going in the direction that they're heading in. And something's got to change fast at the end of something's got to change fast. I know I keep saying it, but nothing's gonna change until something changes, if that makes sense. But real quick, going over the pitching in this game, Tomoyuki Sugano obviously did get the start today. He didn't have his best start, obviously. He didn't play great. He gave up back-to-back home runs that kind of put the stamp on this game. Tomoyuki Sugano, 4-3 record now on the year. He gets through 6 innings, so something that Tomoyuki Sugano has done in pretty much every start he's had this year is he's really fought. He's ate a lot of innings, and in most of those innings, in most of those games that he's played, he's gone 6-7 innings scoreless, or maybe given up 1 or 2 runs. So he's been spectacular for the Orioles. Obviously, he's still great. He just didn't have a great game today. Still got through 6.1 innings, gave up 6 hits, 4 runs, a walk, 3 strikeouts, and 2 home runs, and 103 pitch count. So he fought. You love to see that from him. Ciano Perez comes into the game, doesn't give up a run. Stranton Dominguez doesn't give up a run. But it didn't matter. But the bullpen didn't matter, because obviously we didn't end up scoring a run. And you cannot win a baseball game when you score 0 runs. That just it was literally impossible to win this game because we scored 0 runs. At the end of the day, that's all it is. That's all you can really say. The offense didn't show up. The pitching did its thing. They gave up some runs, but at the end of the day, you can't win a game when you score 0 total runs. And looking forward to the Orioles' schedule, because they don't have a day off for a while. I'm pretty sure the next time they have a day off is May 29th. So they don't have a day off for another 2 weeks. So this is now so we're about to head into 2 straight weeks of baseball every single day. So this team's gonna have to figure it out. This team's gonna have to get right. We have a weekend series this weekend against Washington. This is at home against Washington. It's gonna be Cade Povich on the mound tomorrow against Mackenzie Gore, and then we got Kyle Gibson, and then we've got Zach Eflin. So hopefully we can again win the series. At this point, we don't even need to win series. We need to sweep series. Winning 2 out of 3 at this point isn't even good enough anymore. We have to go out there and sweep. Bare minimum win series. You cannot afford to lose a single series for a while. You have to go out. You have to get hot. You have to go on a run. and you have to figure it out. And I've been saying that now for 40 episodes of Birds of a Feather, to try, figure it out, go on a run, and it just hasn't happened yet. And we'll see what happens. We'll see if things get better. We'll see if they can figure out things and go on a run. And hopefully can start with this Washington series. We've got Washington, Milwaukee, Boston, St. Louis, Chicago. So those are very winnable series. They got to go on a run. At the end of the day, that's all it's going to take. They're going to have to go on a run. They're going to have to get hot. They're going to have to bare minimum wins. They cannot afford to lose any more series for a while. I mean, at the point that they're at right now, it's not even June, and we're in like must-win game scenarios, which obviously you don't want to be in those situations. So again, tomorrow it is Washington versus Baltimore, Mackenzie Gore versus Cade Povich. Two pitchers who have struggled a little bit. Obviously, Cade Povich has struggled a little bit more because he is an Orioles pitcher, so obviously he is going to struggle a little bit more than the other team. Even if the other pitcher isn't great, the Orioles pitcher will always be doing worse, as y'all know. So Orioles versus Nationals. Both teams have struggled this year. The Nationals are 18-27. The Orioles are 15-27. So they just got to find a way. They got to find a way to win this game and move forward with that. But thank you guys so much again for listening and tuning into this episode of Birds of a Feather. Whether you're on Spotify, whether you're on YouTube, I appreciate all of the support. And if you're on YouTube, make sure to subscribe if you like this content. If you're on Spotify, make sure to drop a follow. And I appreciate all you guys for all the support. This is just the beginning of the show. This is episode 40, which is still kind of crazy to me that we've gone through 40 episodes of the show already. It still feels like just the beginning, and it still is just the beginning. Obviously, I plan on going over every single Orioles game this year. And I will go over every single Orioles game this year. All Ravens news, all that stuff. We got football season coming up in a couple of months. We got the Orioles, obviously, to keep us busy for the time being. So, again, I appreciate you. I appreciate all you guys for all the support of the show. I really do appreciate all the kind words that I've heard from people and stuff like that. And I promise you guys that this show, again, this is just the beginning. Things are going to get better and better. Things are going to get better and better. And things are going to get bigger and bigger with this show. And hopefully we can take over soon. Hopefully we can take over with this show. People will know about it. People will do good. I'm going to do everything I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that this show is the best that it can possibly be. So I appreciate you guys again for all the support. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I'll have an episode up sometime tomorrow night after the Orioles and Nationals game. And I'll see you guys later. Y'all have a great rest of y'all's day. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.